because we are recording this. And welcome everybody to Resilience This Week. You haven't seen me in a while, and that is because I've been busy creating, and I'm really excited about what I'm creating for you. It's going to come out the end of January. Part of what I'm going to do this year is really make a rich community for our real life resilience life storytellers. And as part of that, I am making an announcement that I am finally going to write my book. And I'm really thrilled to have Elaine Sanger here. And she is from the Pilotage Group. She is from yourmessagecentral.com. Hi, Elaine. How are you?
Hi. Hi, Stacy. How are you today?
I am fabulous and thrilled that you are here and thrilled to be partnering with you to get my book done. So I wanted to just throw that out there and announce that and say, here's what I'm going to do, set my intentions for the year, and thrilled to be doing it with you. So first of all, tell me a little bit about yourself and your company and your husband, Charles, as well, and then we can talk about how this all came about.
Okay, well, actually, I'm so excited because it's the beginning of the year and it's the beginning of a brand new decade. So it's 2020, and there's no better time than to lay out that goal of getting your book done. So I'm sure it's been something that's been in the back of your mind for a while, and we're really happy
10
to
years.
be working. Yeah, yes. So it's not going to take you 10 years to finish it,
Right.
but in 2030, let's say 10 years from now, what
Yes.
impact are you going to have from just getting that book done at the beginning of this decade? You can imagine the trajectory of your life and the people you're going to help because of the book and the
Yes.
people you'll reach. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I am really thrilled. And one of the things that I love about what you do is you help nurture future authors or
Right.
writers through this whole process. And for me, I could do a lot of research on my own. I could and make mistakes and then fix them and try to do lots of different things. But one of the things I really love is that you help shepherd the authors through this process. And I really
Yeah.
wanted to work with somebody who was a professional who really wanted to, who who invested in me and really goes deep with me to get this done and out into the world because it's really important for me and for the world.
Yeah. Well, the program that we've developed is a result of trying to do it on our own and taking lots of different courses and programs and trying to do it ourselves. And we said, this is not working. There must be better.
Right.
So my husband, Charles, and I have developed programs and this organization, and now we're helping first-time authors who maybe they never thought of themselves as writers, or maybe they did and they just didn't know how to get started. They're the people that come into our program. Lots of first-time writers and authors, especially authors, have a bit of fear and doubt during that process before they get started. And lots of times that's what stops them.
Yeah.
This is not uncommon, you know, it's very common, and it's nothing to worry about. But what I'd like to do, I'm going to do this live with you. Okay. All right.
All right.
Stacey, I'm going to take you through a little exercise, and if the people who are in the audience want to do this themselves, it's a way to get rid of some fear and doubt in doing something new.
All right.
Whenever we embark on something new, that fear and doubt comes up because we've never done it before.
Yeah.
So you don't have to close your eyes, but I'd like you to imagine either you're in a mountain range, a forest with snow all around you, and you're by yourself. You found yourself there, or you found yourself in a jungle.
Okay.
With trees all around you, or you found yourself in a little boat in the middle of the ocean. Now,
all right.
That would give you fear and doubt.
Right.
Maybe you didn't know how to captain a ship. Maybe you didn't know hiking. You know, maybe you knew nothing about the animals and stuff in the jungle. So there's a lot of fear and doubt. And that's sort of like when you start your book. you're in a new setting, you're someplace brand new, and you don't know really where to go.
Mm,
Now imagine all of a sudden a forest ranger appeared
okay.
with snowshoes, or a Sherpa appeared, or a jungle guide, or a captain of a ship all of a sudden was with you.
Right.
Now, how would you feel?
Oh, confident. Yes. Much
Yes,
safer.
much better. Some of that fear and doubt would dissipate. You'd still be worried, but you knew you had a guide with you to help you along on your adventure.
Right.
Now imagine one more aspect. Some other people joined you. Maybe some of those people knew that guide before. Maybe those people are just like you. So you sort of have friends that are not sure of what's going to happen next, but there's a
Mm,
mix of groups. So there's a group of you now.
right.
Now what happens to your fear and doubt?
Oh, yeah. It's like, actually, it turns to joy, right? Because
Yeah,
I'm with
yeah,
other people and I'm with somebody who is skilled that knows the way out, right?
goes away. And that's what we wanted to do when we developed our program. We wanted people to feel really confident they had somebody who knew the way, that could
Right.
take them, that was an expert at it.
Mm,
And not just one aspect, but many aspects of it.
yeah.
And we wanted it to be a group environment. It's very hard for authors to be by themselves because
True.
it's many times it's a solitary situation.
Mm,
And they don't know other people, maybe the same place that they're at, who know that same guide and whatever. So we've created a group program. So that's how our program works. So Stacy's going to be joined with some other new people that are starting to write their book and get it published. Some
hmm.
of our other authors are already published, but everyone's at a little bit different spot. And she's going to have actually two guides, Charles and me. Charles is an expert in the publishing, the genre, the writing, understanding proposals, and project management. And he's our main teacher there. And I'm more of an expert in the creative area, um, and helping you understand how to get it out there, do some marketing around books, and use it for the purposes that you want, and also design interior and exterior. So we've
Yeah.
got a group here. It eliminates a lot of the fear and doubt. There will be some. Stacy, you're going to have
Right.
some
Oh,
days
yeah,
where it's
most
like, what
definitely.
am I doing? But you have a guide. You have guides, and you have some people to have fun with and enjoy the adventure with.
Oh, I love that. It is an adventure then, right? It's not just a
Yeah,
scary, I'm lost in the woods, but it really is an adventure. And I just
right.
want to mention, so Charles is your husband, but also your business partner. So you
Yes.
both have two different types of expertise, which I really, really love. You have a huge background in marketing and all of that, corporate background as well. So I
And
love that.
design,
And design.
heavy dose of design in my beginning of my career. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
this is our third organization we've run together. All of
mm,
them have been training type organizations.
wow.
So we love to teach people, watch them on their journey as they grow and change and develop.
Mm,
Nothing gives us more joy than watching our authors hold up a published book for the first time.
right,
And
right.
we see the change and the transformation in them
Hmm.
during that whole process.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Oh,
And they come out with something, some intellectual property, something that they own. They've
right.
created content that no one can take away from them.
Yeah. I love this because I have been in the process of writing for the last 10 years my story, and at first I didn't want to share it with anybody. It was just for healing, right? Because that's what I'm all about, writing
Right,
to heal. But there are some stories really that need to get out. If your story needs to get out, if it can help somebody else. And pretty much
right,
everyone's story can help somebody else who is just about to go through what you've been through, or in the midst of going through what you've been through. You can really help somebody else. And so that's my whole goal, is to help other people and give them a shortcut. And then what I love is that you, Elaine, and Charles too, are giving me a shortcut in the publishing realm and getting that book completed, I like the project management part of it too, because that way I can stay on track. I'll get
Mhm.
encouragement from the other authors, and I'll be able to encourage them as well. And so, really, just an adventurous community too. So, really, really exciting.
Definitely. These are mainly first-time authors. Now, some of our authors are still in the program. They're on their second book.
Yeah,
They want to stay connected with us, but it's taking those steps together and making it an adventure, not like something onerous like, and what do I do? And you don't have to
right.
worry about that. You focus on your content,
Yeah.
and we help guide you and give you templates and training and group calls and things like that.
Oh, love, love,
So
love.
we're looking forward to seeing Tracy's book. I hope to be back on the
Stacy.
call when she shows her book. Now
I
I know
know. I mean,
Charles will probably they'll have
yeah.
a chance to meet Charles, right? He'll be on the call or two
Yes,
going forward as
absolutely.
well. Okay.
Yeah, so my intent is to take all of my, the people who watch and all of my folks along on this journey with me. So we're going to pop in with Elaine or Charles, or sometimes, if you're not available, just me sharing an update like
Yeah.
here's what's
Yeah.
going
Or
on,
both
and
of us, maybe.
yeah, or both of you. So before we go any further, tell us, when does it start? Because it starts at the end of January, correct?
Right, right. We're going to be starting to onboard people slowly from the 10th on, and
Mm-hmm.
the 20th is when we have our kickoff call.
Okay.
So all of the authors will be on a Zoom call together. We'll be introducing each other. There's a whole online training portion of it. There are live calls with people. There's all kinds of pieces to the program.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if anyone's interested, I can offer them, if that's okay, a free book strategy call. Is that all
Sure.
right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
If they want to, if they have an idea, you don't have to join the program or anything. Just you'll have a half an hour to talk to me about your ideas and whether you have enough content or this is the right time for you, or if you want to, talk about your ideas of your book.
Hmm.
Just go to yourmessagecentral.com and there's some links there to set up or schedule a strategy call.
Yeah. I love that. And actually, I had one of these strategy calls with Elaine. Was it last week or week before? I can't
Maybe,
remember.
yeah,
Yeah, anyway, it was wonderful. I loved being able to, because what Elaine does is pull out of you exactly what you want. Like, what do you want your readers to feel or understand, or what message do you want to get out? And it really goes deep, and it makes you think about things you might not have thought about yet about your book, and really gives you encouragement with your book. So, with potential book, is it really a viable? That was one of my questions. Is it a viable book project? And Elaine will give you the confidence or help you see something in a new light that you might want to take a slightly different direction or whatever.
yeah.
So I just love
Yeah,
that.
I'd love to jump on the call with somebody. Anyone that's in the audience that's interested, go to that link and set it up.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited what your book's going to be doing for the people that tune into you, to this podcast. They'll have something that they can read
Yes.
and sit in their cozy chair with their book and their hot chocolate or cup of coffee or tea and
Yeah.
really get to know you in a whole new way by really reading a well thought out book that will be able to help them. So that's going to be exciting.
That's what I love too, because it's going to be marketable book too. It's not going to sit on a shelf and gather dust, or in my garage with a garage full of books that aren't being used. This is going to be
Yeah.
a marketable book, and we talked about different ways. Like, I want mine to be like a memoir and resilience primer, right? I want to combine that, and I had that idea, and one of the things that Elaine and I chatted about was, how could we combine that? How could we do we divide by chapter, divide the whole book in half, or and so we're going to keep having those conversations as the project develops. And so that's what's really exciting, because I want it to be not only crazy stories. And so if you are on this, and you probably have crazy stories of your own in your own life, and so those taking those crazy stories and making them really useful for somebody else. And that's my whole goal. And so I'm really thrilled to have somebody alongside, shoulder to shoulder with me, actually Elaine and Charles, shoulder to shoulder to shoulder with me, actually getting this done. So one of the fears that I had originally was, again, is anybody going to read this book? And so, Elaine, if somebody is saying, like, I don't know if anybody would read what I have to say, what would you tell them?
Okay, and that's a common thought as well. So start seeing people have similar thoughts about their books. Sometimes people say that, and sort of right along with that is that there's so many other books out there about this topic. Why would they even read mine?
Right.
Okay, so those are very common linked things. And our goal is to help our authors not only get to be published, but be a professional author. Now, they might not realize all their income from their book, but it certainly puts them in a whole new professional level. So we aren't, our goal is not to have you just create a book that sits on the shelf.
Right.
Our goal is to help get that out. So even at the very beginning, we start talking a bit about marketing. And what you're going to do and how you're going to use your book.
Right.
At the very beginning, there's a proposal process that we work at, and we really zoom in on your audience and how you're going to help your audience, what you want to achieve with your audience. You might have heard some of these marketing terms before, but that's very important when you write your book, and how you design the cover, how you title it, how you subtitle it, and things like that. So the book is designed, we look at it two ways. One is, what's it going to do for me as the author? The other is, who is my audience, and why would my audience want this? What's it going to give to them?
Right.
And that's two sides of the coin that we look at throughout the program. Now, not everybody listens and does it well, but we really want you to come at it from also the audience point of view, because when the book is done, then people will have more of an idea to pick it up because they feel like it's for them.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I love that. Now, I might be getting ahead of myself here, but I just wanted to give people a little taste, because the other big question in people's minds when they're thinking about writing a book, they immediately go to, how am I going to publish it? Is a publisher going to pick it up? And I'll give you a hint. Actually, Elaine and Charles have produced videos about traditional publishing, self-publishing, and a hybrid publisher inside my Life Story Laboratory course that's coming out. So I haven't told you anything about that yet, but it's coming out. But I wanted to just kind of talk through that, because just briefly, what's the difference between a traditional publisher, a self-publishing, which I know is a lot of work, and then what is a hybrid publisher?
Okay, and I know you got very excited about this,
I know.
She got really excited when we told her about this.
I did. I was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea, and this is exciting.
Yeah. And this is sort of, publishing is sort of this gray area for most people. And we are part of Independent Book Publishers Association, so we really keep up to date on all of this. But as I said, our goal is to help people become professional authors. So when we look at becoming a professional author, we need to look at how we're going to publish the book. All right. We all know the idea of traditional publishers. There's maybe 5 huge traditional publishers now, and it's very difficult to get picked up and an advance by a traditional publisher.
Right.
They really look at how big your market is, how many you're going to sell, and things like that. The other end of the spectrum is self-publishing, which we've all seen. You know, oh, I'll put together a book, I'll put it up on Amazon. And we've all gotten books and been sort of disappointed when we bought them, because maybe they weren't done very professionally, or the content wasn't that great, or whatever. And there's myriads of books. I mean, so many. So there's also another model, and either of those models could be just perfect for you. you might have something in a large enough audience that you can go right to traditional and you get picked up fast.
Right.
You might decide you just want to self-publish, which is fine. And there's a hybrid model. And we offer that to some of our authors as hybrid publishers. That's another part of our company. We accept proposals. Certainly people in our program,
Yeah.
we know they've done a great job because they did through the training and all of that with us. So we become a publisher for them and really can take them to the next step besides just being on Amazon. So those are three models. But in our program, we teach about all three models so that the author can make their choice about their A and B plan of what they want to do. Okay. Right. So we don't just accept everybody as a hybrid publishing, but we certainly, it's a third way. It's a third avenue that really gets you to a more professional level and can actually leapfrog you faster to being with a traditional publisher because you're already with a publisher that's a hybrid publisher.
Right.
Does that help?
It does. It does. And one of the things is, you know, as I have read books and kind of studied a little bit about this and kind of understand about the traditional publishing and reading things about this, that, you know, number one, it is hard to get into that. Number two, if they do give you an advance, then you have to actually earn that back, right? You have to sell enough books, and you don't get any money until that's, you know, you've sold enough books to earn back that advance.
Yeah.
And then in self-publishing, it just seemed like, oh my goodness, so much work on my own, so much. Yeah. And do I really want to do a lot of researching and doing all that sort of thing and doing it all on my own? Or do I want to kind of merge those and have that hybrid, which is what, and it could, like you said, traditional publishing might be right for some people and self-publishing might be right for some people, but I did get excited when I heard about the hybrid publishing, and really you can have the best of both worlds. I'm like, how is this possible? So I did get really, really excited about that, and you guys really are unique.
It's a great avenue for a first-time author. It's way above self-publishing. Mm-hmm. When you're a self-published author, it's harder to move things out unless you really have already a massive audience. So, anyhow, it's a great option.
Yeah.
And we want our authors to know all their options.
Right.
Know?
Exactly. And that's what you do. You pilot people through this whole publishing journey, and I'm just so excited. I cannot wait to get started. In fact, maybe you can give me some pre-homework or something before the before the end of January, when we actually get started, the 20th. But if anybody else wants to join me on this journey and join Elaine and fun. Charles, that would be fun to do it together. You can be part of that adventure group as we're going. I'm picturing a jungle. I like the jungle one, and we'll have our hats and have our machetes and crashing through the jungle. Anyway, yourmessagecentral.com is, and let me see if I can share this. There we go. Yourmessagecentral.com.
Yeah, click on that.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. This is your website, and I absolutely love it. And so they can come through here and schedule a strategy session, right? Is that where they would click?
Right.
Okay, perfect.
Right.
Schedule.
And if you go down a little bit, you'll see a couple of our authors who have, there's one of our authors is another one. I think we have two of them up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Very exciting. So I am thrilled about that. And Elaine, thanks for coming on my live stream and bearing with me with the technical difficulties, but this is fun. We're going to do this, I'm thinking, at least once a month, and just pop in and so my folks can check in on how I'm doing, or what struggles I'm having, or what successes as well, because I've been kind of doing this off and on for the last 10 years, and now 2020 is my year to get this book done and out, and I'm really, really excited that Elaine, you're on the journey with me.
Well, we're happy to have you, and we know the other people will enjoy you being part of the group as well. So it'll be an adventure. We'll all have it
It
together.
will. It will. Awesome. Okay, well, I am going to leave that there, and I will see
Nice
you
to
all.
see and meet everybody.
Yes. Thanks, Elaine. All right, and
All
thanks,
right.
Charlie.